Well, hello, good to see you today. It has been a little while. I think the last video was around Easter, so it has been a while. Things have been a little bit busy here, hence the lack of videos, but all good, I suppose. Today I wanted to bring you an update on a strategy I have mentioned once before. I actually hadn't thought I'd mentioned it, but I have. I looked back through some videos and I did briefly mention this one once. Quite a while back, and it's been performing fairly consistently since then, so worth an update, I think. This is for harness racing in Australia and New Zealand using the ANZ Bot, and I'll take you through that in just a moment, but first I did want to mention that some of you have sent me some emails in the last couple of weeks, last few weeks, and I haven't replied to all of you. I've only just realised that there's some automatic filter that was turned on in my email, which has filtered out a lot of the emails that I should be reading and showing me all of the emails I don't really want to read. Lots of marketing emails and things like that. So I'm just starting that process of going through, finding all of the emails that I should have responded to. I've found quite a few of them. But I haven't had a chance to reply to all of them yet, so if you're waiting for a reply from me, I should be able to get to that in the next day or two. So, on to the ANZ bot strategy for harness racing, and this is one I've been running for quite a while now, and as I say, it's been performing quite consistently. Have a look at the results spreadsheet for this, and if we scroll up to the top here, we can see I've been running this strategy since about the middle of February, and you can see I started off with, well actually no, I've been running it for a bit longer than that, but I restarted here using hard and soft staking style targets. I had been running it for a little while before that, using a different target system, but the hard and soft target system seemed to work a little bit better when I had a look at the previous results, so I moved it to this here. And I started off here at a 10-cent stake, as you can see, and this is a fairly low volume strategy, but you can see it had some good days in here making its targets. Then it had a little bit of a slower period, but it eventually got to its target there and took a few more days and got to another target there. So 10 cents base stake for a while, for about a month, a bit over a month, and then I was happy with that, so I decided to bump it up. So since the start of April, it's been running at $10 as the base stake, and you can see it's performed reasonably well through that period. Now, if we have a look at this run here from the 13th of April onwards, a little bit of a harder run here. You can see not any good days for a few weeks. What's that? That's 13 days there, but then a couple good days in a row. That's got it to the soft target here. So we've continued up, but still a few more down days, and you can see plenty of 0 days in here as well where there's no activity. And eventually we have a good day here, but we're still a fair way off from the target. So we get to the 5 times the base stake, at which point we reset our target. So it had gone up here when we met the soft target, it set a new hard target. We've got to 5 times the base stake, but not met the hard target yet, so we reset this hard target value back down to where we were here. And it continues on for a while, eventually making the target here 17th of April. So that run took a little while, but it got there. And that's pretty much the pattern I see with this, is that it does sometimes take a little while to get there. Usually it's a little bit quicker. Sometimes it has these runs that take a while, but it does get there eventually. And you can see a better period here with a few targets being hit. And the weekend actually Friday, Saturday was pretty good. We've had 3 days in a row since with no activity. But you can see actually Thursday was good as well. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday were some good days. So I'll have a look in the bot and just see how this one is set. Now we're looking in back 3 here. I'm looking in harness racing only. We're looking at prices between 1 and 3. So they're low price, they're usually the favourite. The stats I've got set here, barrier 0, which is just filtering it down to just harness racing. The last form, so in its previous race, it has to have come first or second. The horse speed rank, so of the horses in the race, it has to be in the top 2 for the speed rank, and the horse has to have won 25% of its races or more. So that does narrow the field quite a bit, hence the reason we do have a number of days where it just doesn't pick any horses at all. But because it is narrowing the field, quite often it's doing quite well with its selections. Now, we can see here today, $15.11 so far today. It's had one run, and so far, and that happened while I was getting ready to do the video. So I'll show you that shortly. But if we have a look here at the ANZ analyzer, this is how it looks at level stakes since the start of February last year. So we've got, where are we there? We've got almost 16 months worth of data here, and you can see it does have ups and downs, but it has quite a lot of positive days in there. And when we're doing a variable stake with the hard and soft staking style targets, that does mean that it has a good chance of doing much better than the level stakes up and downs that you see there. There'll still be ups and downs, they just won't be quite the same as that. So if we have a look down here, if I just scroll down far enough at results for the last few days, you can see that the 23rd it thought it was $4.28 at $1 level stake. The 24th it thought it was 71 cents. There's a reason why the 24th isn't quite as good in the analyzer as it was in the actual results, which I'll come to in a moment. Have a look in spreadsheet, because the bot, I restarted it last on Saturday morning, so I don't have Friday's results in the bot, but here's Friday's back 3 results here, and we can see Gloucester Park, number 6, betters 1 paying $2.60. Albion Park, race 7, what's that? That's Cool and Classy. It's only paying $1.09, so you'd hope it would win. And then Albion Park, race 8, number 6, Arrive, paying $2.68. So we'll have a quick look at those races. We'll start here, Gloucester Park, race 3, number 6, Better's Pride.
Favourite out in 6, Better's Pride, coming up in the line. Set now. And racing. Away well, Better's Pride on the inside, Fleur de Marquis, Star Casino. And what are the odds as Better's Pride is zipping across and gets around Fleur de Marquis to lead off the back. Star Casino out. Fleur de Marquis back on the markers. Sound Wave, Dark Eyes behind them, followed by Follow Rock and Roll and Our Lady Jen as Better's Pride into the straight leads 2.5, 3. Star Casino, Golden Low down the outside. What are the odds? Fleur de Marquis behind them, but it's Better's Pride. 3 for Shannon Savalco. Emily's driven 4 the last couple of weeks. He's got 3. And Better's Pride all the way. Star Casino, Golden Low, Fleur de Marquis.
Onto Albion Park, race 7 with number 9, Cool and Classy.
Ready. There's the light. They're off and pacing. Fast away, the Lady Dior, straight to the early lead, and that was very comfortable. The Lady Dior races out with an early lead, the margin 6 metres. We're going to get ya. Slides across into second, ending up third, Rock with Bon Jujon. Cool and Classy takes off quickly. 3 wide, starting to push around the outside. Cheeky Baby is down on the inside. Next Got the Glow, oh here she comes, and Savage Storm goes back to the tail as they off deeper. Then Savage Storm, Cheeky Baby, oh here she comes. At the turn, third split 29 and 4. Cool and Classy is about to open right up here, and she's clear coming into the home straight. Margin just over 5 metres. The Lady Dior goes to the inside. They break away from We're Going to Get You. Got the Glow. Cool and Classy in front gets the job done. Cool and Classy beating the Lady Dior. Third Got the Glow. Fourth a photo We're Going to Get You or Cheeky Baby.
And on to Albion Park race 8 with number 6, Arrive.
Ready. There's the light. They're off and pacing. Arrive out wide left quickly. Ruby Rules is starting to rev up to its inside. So the 2 favourites, they square off early and they're flying into the first turn. Arrive is going to win the early pace battle. She shoots away, leading it by 7 metres. Third quarter, 28 and 2. Arrive at the top of the straight, leads the way. Leave It to Lucy is a clear second. They break away. Isla Rochelle third. Deeper out is Ruby Rules, but it's all Arrive into the home straight. Arrive is starting to get away on Leave It to Lucy, who's a clear second. Isla Rochelle holding third, but it's all Arrive. Arrive goes all of the way and wins easily. Leave It to Lucy, Isla Rochelle, Ruby Rules fourth. Next over the line, Perfectly Quirky, Designer Jewel, a break back to Bella Betty, 50 each way, sharp as can be, Vinny.
Now that second race there, the number 9, Cool and Classy, paying $1.09. Didn't win by quite as much as you'd hope something paying that amount would win by, but it won, so that's all that really matters. If we have a look in the ANZ Bot, we can see Saturday's results, and I've got a few other strategies running in here, so it's a little bit messy to look at, but the first one here for back 3, which is the harness racing strategy, was Melton Race 1, number 10, Kiss. Now that's one paying $2.34, so we'll have a quick look at that race.
Favourite 10, Kiss, resuming from a spell. High quality filly from last season, first up this year. Ready, race 1, the green light is on, and they're racing. And coming out off the gate well is Rakiro Slammer, and he'll get to the front, but out wider on the track, Repelling, and Draw a Dream now kicking up. Oh, it went rough and galloped, Draw a Dream. It galloped and then gets back into a pace. Didn't help. No, it went rough again. It's galloped again. So, and it's caused mayhem to the rest of the field as well. Everything else went right instead of going left, and as a result, they were all impeded with. And at the moment, it's Rakiro Slammer in front. Repelling went to Croupier, and then Always Be a Lady coming out 3 wide, 25 off the lead. 400 left to go though. The third quarter in 27.2. And it's Smoke and Ace from Kess. Kess is now looming up out wide. Then La Belle Bijou just in behind them, Rakiro Slammer. And then came Repelling. Smoke and Ace led. Kess a metre away. Then Rakiro Slammer into the straight. It's Kess moving alongside Smoke and Ace. Kess on the outside. She put her nose in front. Kess is coming clear. And Kess is drawn away to win it impressively. She's a really good mare. 3 metres on the line. Second, Smoke and Ace. Third, Rakiro Slammer. Then La Belle Bijou and Repelling in a photo for fourth and fifth. And then next on the outside would have been Dorlagiri, wasn't a bad run. And then came Clementis, Always Be a Lady. And then
later in the evening, we have race 8 at Melton with number 3, Lucasso. This is another $1.09, so another very odds-on favourite.
Moves into the back straight. They're ready to go. Into $1.04 now, Lucasso. He's right up on the gate, a few of them not. Green lights on, they're racing. Beginning well as Last Smooch. It works its way across to get to the top, and Lucaso is going to amble forward and run past it now. And Lucaso to take the lead going into the first turn. La Smooch was looking for the cover, gets it. Away pretty well is I Need That, and it moves up to sit parked on the outside of the short price favourite Lucaso. That who gets the space to drop in behind second. Then came Soul's Me Name, who's still making some ground up on I Need That, but it's all Lucaso gets further in front. 28.3 for the third quarter. Lucaso sailing along Sweet Lou, and this son of Sweet Lou is going to win in a breeze. Soul's Me Name and I Need That battle out the minors, but Lucaso, it's as if he's got another lap to go. He wins by 15. Lucaso a big winner. Soul's Me Name second. I Need That ran third. Chainsmoke ran on to fourth. Then came La Smooch, and then Jillaby Warper, a gap to Master Louis and the Ninja. 27.8 the final quarter, and the mile rate was 155.8 for Aldebaran Park.
Then race 9 at Melton with Degamia Teal paying $1.19, so it's another odds-on favourite.
Pitt combining with 3 winners tonight, but Mark driving his wife's horse here in the Ride the Highs. Jackie Barker drives Degamia Teal. The green light's on, and they're on their journey. Now, Ride the Highs begin really quickly, gets a length in front. It's going to get past the favourite Degamia Teal, and going to the front is Ride the Highs with that terrific early gate speed. About 6 metres clear of Degamia Teal, who's now balancing up and looking for the lead. So Degamia Teal's about to go past Ride the Highs to take up the running, and this puts She's All Rhythm 3 back along the inside. Then 4 back the pegs is I Want Mary. Easing back now is a lot like Jeannie, who was well behind it. And to the outside, She's All Rhythm, and they get away from a lot like Jeannie, who's made up good ground. Third quarter, 29.5, and it's Degamia Teal turning 4 metres in front. Ride the Highs peeling out from behind her, and they were followed by She's All Rhythm and I Want Mary back to the inside. Degamia Teal's under some strife now, getting level as Ride the Highs. Ride the Highs, Degamia Teal finds though. Oh, she lifted off the canvas to win. She was waiting for opposition, Degamia Teal, and she's just won it from Ride the Highs, who put her head in front 50 out. They've come clear from a lot like Jeannie, and then came She's All Rhythm, I Want Mary, and then came Zoeella and Away Sam. Final quarter, 27.5.
And finally, we end the night there with race 8 at Globe Derby with number 10, Captain Perfect, paying $1.20.
Number 10 going for 4 wins in a row, $1.18. We are right to run. There's the light. They're on their journey, and there's speed from Wyatt Flynn charging forward, along with Lochinvar Ruler and Roscoe's Rescue down low. So a line of 3 into the first turn. Wyatt Flynn is 3 wide, pressing on, looking to find the inside here, is cutting across. The stablemate Roscoe's Rescue is there, so Wyatt Flynn will find the top over Roscoe's Rescue, and racing one off without cover, Lochinvar Ruler. They're 10 metres clear of the others, headed by Layla's Princess racing one off. It's Blackjack back on the inside. Prenup, we've got an issue here with Lochinvar Ruler, who's peeling towards the outside fence, will be pulled up. Racing one off back in the field is Lochinvar Jules, and then back on the inside, Hey Go You Good Thing, here comes the favourite, Captain Perfect, working around him 3 wide. Last of the main group is Two Way Wonder, and Lochinvar Ruler has been pulled up out of the race. 29.2 the opening quarter after a 12.5 lead time. Wyatt Flynn on top, but not for long. Captain Perfect with a lap to go will loom up and take over. Princess running a strong race. Wyatt Flynn in behind those. Captain Perfect, Layla's Princess trying very hard. Captain Perfect lifting will just get the job done. A great run there by Layla's Princess. Third, Wyatt Flynn. Fourth, maybe Roscoe's Rescue. In front of It's Blackjack, Lochinvar Jules.
So as I say, the system is fairly narrow in the selections it picks up. It often only gets a handful of selections on a day, sometimes only one, sometimes none. In fact, a number of days it doesn't find a selection because they don't meet the criteria. A lot of the time it's getting pretty low price favourites. It's not always the favourite, especially when it's at the upper end of the $2 something range. but a lot of the selections do end up being in the odds-on favourite range, but it tends to do quite well with its selections. In fact, if we have a look in the analyzer again, if we go back up to the top, we can see the strike rate for this is sitting at 59%. Now, I did mention that the analyzer thought Saturday wasn't quite as good a day as the results bore out. Now, there's a reason for that. If we have a look at Saturday's results here, so the 24th, according to the analyzer, there should have been a selection in Bunbury, race 1. Selection there being He's Never Been Better. Now, that was paying $2.52 and it lost. So why didn't the bot pick that one up? That's a good question. We'll have a look at the logs from the bot and we can see this is the entry here for race 1. The race didn't qualify because at the time the bot looked at it, the amount matched in the market was only $914.78. The minimum matched amount I've got set for this is $1,000. Reason for that, it helps to weed out races where there's just no interest in the race. So there's not much money in the race, there's not much interest in the race. When you get races like that, the prices on offer tend to be a little bit out from where they probably should be. In fact, if we have a look back in the analyzer, you can see there's quite a discrepancy between the back price and the lay price. Big gap there, $252 and $320. You can get big discrepancies like that, and there's a good indication there's not much interest in that race. Usually when there's interest in the race, that'll be much tighter. You can see these others on the day were much tighter. $1.32 to $1.35, $2.24 to $2.28, $1.07 to $1.09, $1.17 to $1.80, $1.18. Much tighter margins between the back and the lay. So not having those races with no interest in them tends to help to weed out some of those races where maybe that horse shouldn't be favourite. Maybe it shouldn't be paying as low as that. Maybe we just want to avoid that race. It tends to weed out a few of those, which is quite helpful. Today, as I said, there's been one winner so far for this system. It's been at Bathurst, race 4. The rather inappropriately named, I think, No Luck, because it did have a good bit of luck, paying $2.66.
Last leg of the early quaddie, 2.5 favourite. Or there's a galloper, as they're often racing, and that is Drive to the Beach. It's out of play early, and there was speed aplenty in the early part. Beach Ride was able to lead from I'm Desirable, and the Exorcist left really well this time. Is going to end up Leaders Trail and Vamos's 1 by 1. Then Barry Limbo from also No Luck in the first group of horses. Next then is Studley Melise on its inside. No Luck's out and chasing 3 wide and immediately up on the scene from Pop's Legacy, which looks to be beaten, and so too does the Exorcist. Third section was 28 and 2, so Beach Ride's trying to dash them off their legs. No Luck's got a real challenge to try and wind in this leader with 225 metres left to go. Nothing really emerging out of the pack. Vamos starts to loom as a big danger. Beach Ride, needle hitting empty. Back to the inside, making use of the Loveridge Digital passing lane is Pop's Legacy, and here comes No Luck. 50 metres left to go. He's setting down after it now. He gets up. No Luck, too good for Beach Ride. Third spot will be Pop's Legacy, and fourth will be Happy Reg rocketing through the line. Then Vamos from also I'm Desirable next to clock in.
So let's have a quick look at how the bot managed to select No Luck for that race, which was quite a lucky horse in the end. So we can see our price range here is set to between 1 and 3. Well, No Luck was paying $2.66, so that was within the range. Our stats, barrier 0. Now, if we have a look at the stats, barriers in harness racing always show up as 0, so I've got barrier 0 set as a filter just to bring it down to just harness racing. Next up, last form has to be between 1 and 2, so it has to run first or second in its last race. Now, This comes through from the ANZ stats, but it doesn't show up in the interface of the bot. So I'll just go over into the log file. I don't want to reload that at the moment, nope. So this is entries for what the bot's done for this race, and we can see the last form for this race. No Luck ran first at its last start, which is within that range of 1 to 2. So that's good there. If we have a look at the horse speed rank, again, it has to be top 2 of the speed ranks for the horses in the race. The speed rank does show up in the bot's interface. You can see No Luck was second in the speed rank. Beach Ride was first up, but second speed rank was No Luck. And then its win percentage has to be 25%. If we have a look there, the win percentage for this one is, win percent is 53%. So it meets the criteria. And if you have a look at the log here, we can see the bot's assigned a tab for the race. It's decided it can go on now. It's had a look to see which horses are within the price range. Number 10, No Luck, is eligible based on price. It doesn't seem to have found any others eligible. So, checks the stats filters for it. Gets the name of the horse and matches it with the what's in the stats, and then it's able to go on from there. Now it has a look at the stats here. So barrier 0 meets the criteria. Last form 1 meets the criteria. Horse speed rank 2 meets the criteria. Horse win percentage meets the criteria. So it's decided that the horse is eligible based on stats, so then it goes through its process of actually placing the bets. So it's a nice way to have horses backed that meet your criteria, or laid if that's your criteria as well. You can also do laying in the ANZ bot. You don't need a subscription to the ANZ stats and the ANZ analyzer to use the ANZ bot. It pulls the stats without needing a subscription to that. The bot has its own subscription to the stats effectively. But I find having access to the ANZ stats and then having them in the analyzer as well allows you to do a bit more analysis and come up with strategies that work, or strategies that don't work as well, but allows you to work out a little bit of whether the strategy is viable before putting it into the bot and before deciding to actually run with it. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. One of the strategies I'm doing at the moment. I've got other strategies running, of course, as well, which over time I'll continue to bring more strategies to you, but this one for harness racing seems to be doing pretty well. So I hope that's of interest to you, and for those of you who haven't got back to by email yet, certainly try to get that done in the next day or two, and be back with you on a video sometime soon. I have a rugby league strategy actually I want to show you in a couple of days' time, so we'll see how we go with that. Until next time, happy punting.